Hello students and welcome back. So today's lesson is lesson 13.1 and 13.2 because it is a bit of a review from third grade, perimeter and area. Okay, so for lesson 13.1, our objective is I will be able to use a formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So what is perimeter? That is the total distance around a shape. Notice the keyword around. See the arrows around, not inside the shape. How do we find the perimeter of a rectangle? So to find the perimeter, we add up all the side lengths. So for example, we add 2 feet plus 7 plus 2 plus 7. Now you may have noticed a pattern. Notice that there's 2 2s and 2 7s. There may be a shorter way of doing this. So maybe we take one number, our length, and we multiply it by 2, because remember we have 2 7s. And then we do the same thing with our width. So notice we have 2 widths that are 2 feet, so we can just multiply it by 2. This looks like this equation. P stands for perimeter equals 2 times 2 plus 2 times 7. All this means is I have 2 lengths of 7, and I have 2 widths of 2 feet. Then I solve for each in the parentheses first. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 times 7 is 14. Now we can add those numbers together. So our total would be 18 feet. How do we find the perimeter of a rectangle? Let's practice here again. So remember, we simply are having 2 lengths and 2 widths. So we have 2 lengths that are 9 feet and 2 widths that are 4 feet. Because remember, in a rectangle, this side length and this side length are going to be the same. And this side length and this side length are going to be the same. So then we solve for parentheses first. Always remember to do that. So we have 8 plus 18, 26 yards is our answer for the perimeter around the rectangle. Now try the first 2 problems on your sheet. Now we can move into how do we find the perimeter of a square. So if we remember, squares are special because every single side length is the same. So we don't have any that are different, meaning if it says 3 inches here, this side is also 3 inches, the bottom is also 3 inches, and the other side is 3 inches. So instead of adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, there's a shorter way. What if we took our 3 inches and we multiplied it by the 4 sides that we had? So 3 times 4 is 12. Now we're ready to move to area. So to help you remember the difference, think of it like this. Pete pouts as he walks around the perimeter of the playground, but active Allie plays inside the area. So Allie gets to play in the area while Peter has to walk around the playground on the outside, the perimeter. So let's dive into learning about area. So for this objective, I'll be able to use a formula to find the area of a rectangle. Let's review some multiplication, our double-digit multiplication. So we always start with the ones, then we leave the ones and we regroup the tens. Then we multiply the ones on bottom by the tens on top, add the regrouped numbers. Then we clean up and we have a donut break. We put our donut right there and we start again, but now with the tens place. So we multiply the 10 by the ones, then we leave the ones and regroup the tens. Now we multiply the tens by the tens, and we add the regrouped numbers. Then we add our products at the end to get our final answer. Nice job. So what is an area? The amount of unit squares needed to cover a surface. So now we're looking at the inside. So remember, active Allie's inside the playground, not walking around the playground. So we want to know how much surface area is on the inside of that playground. How big is it? So to find the area of a rectangle, we simply multiply 2 of the different side lengths. We call this base and height. instead of length and width. So right here we have our base of 23 feet and our height of 15 feet. To find the area, all we have to do is multiply those two numbers. Our total would be 375 square feet. That's the inside, the area. How do we find the area of a square? Now remember, squares are special. So we know that because it says 22 feet on one side, that every single side is also 22 feet. So because we know the height is 22 feet, we also know that the base is 22 feet. So all we need to do is multiply 22 by 22, or our base times our height, to find our answer of the area inside of this square, which is 484 square feet. Now try the problems on your own sheet. Nice job today!